Now speaking to Dame Sarah Storey. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much.
So, you've had a glittering career so far. I've just been going through your information and seeing that we've got 22 Olympic medals, amazing. 11 Paralympic gold medals, for 5 for swimming, 6 for cycling, 8 silvers, 3 bronze, and you've got 24 World Championship titles. And 21 European titles, 7 World Cup titles and more than 140 national titles. How do you fit it all in?
Well, this is my 24th year as an international athlete, I think it is. No, it's sport's just been my whole life, and those championships have sort of come over that number of years. But this summer, this next month, is the national championships here at Cadwell Park for the road time trial. And for me, it would be amazing to be able to add a national title to that list. In the road time trial. It's one of my specialist events that I'll be defending champion when we go to Rio next year. So I'm here to prepare and to try and get the best ahead of time preparation I can, ready for race day, which is the 25th of June.
Wonderful, wonderful. Have you got a question you'd like to ask?
Yes, hi Sarah, it's Christine, the Communications Officer from East Lindsey District Council. Just wanted to ask you really, who or what inspired you to become an athlete?
I first watched the 1984 Olympic Games when I was 6 years old, and it was those games that really kind of sparked my interest in sport and made me think I really would love to be an athlete, compete for Great Britain and try and win gold medals. And I never imagined that a career would go on for so long, starting in '92 with my first games as a 14-year-old. Switched sports in 2005 from swimming to cycling, and then looking ahead to next year in Rio, which would be Games number 7. So I never imagined it would be this long. I just really love sport. I enjoy everything that I do with competition, the whole environment, you know, being able to travel around now with my daughter as well, who's nearly 2 years old. So yeah, it's an amazing life, and it was one that I definitely recommend to everyone.
Lovely, thank you.
So what made you change?
I learned to ride on the Manchester velodrome, just for a bit of fun really, because I'd never tried the boards out before. And then I got back into my swim training, but I was struck down by an ear infection that was really quite severe and lasted on and off for about 6 months. So while I wasn't allowed to swim, I carried on going back to the velodrome to keep fit by using the bike. And by the time my ear infections had got to number 6, British Cycling was curious to know what I was doing down the velodrome so often. They lent me a road bike so that I could ride to and from swim training. And then they put me on a 3-kilometre time trial over 10 floors to see if I could be selected for the European Championship. And I rode a time that was just 1 second outside the world record at the time. So 3 weeks later I was arriving at the start line of the European Championship, and I managed to break that world record. So it was a better decision really. UK sport, we knew that they got involved then. We also knew that we were going to have a games in London, because they'd just been announced. And UK sport said, well, we're not really bothered with sport we want to do. For you to enroll, so you need to decide whether you're going to be a swimmer or a cyclist for 2006. So on October 1st, 2005, after a lot of soul searching and discussion with family and national coach, I moved into cycling full time, and won my first world title in 2006, and won my first Paralympic title in 2008. So it was a bit of a gamble. I've never done cycling much before, other than passing around on the bike at home. So
Okay, thank you Sarah. You were in Lincoln yesterday, checking out the course there. Have you had a chance to visit anywhere in East Lindsey yet?
We've literally just come across here to Cadwell Park this morning, so we haven't had a chance to visit anywhere. But we're staying quite close by, about 5 miles from here, in a secluded spot so that we can prepare in private, and we'll be around from the 22nd of June, so I'm sure we'll get out and about on our bikes to recce the rest of the course and put our final preparations together, but we'll also be able to see the lanes and the sites, and if there are any recommendations of where we could go or where we could take my young daughter, then they'll be most well received.
I'm sure there's plenty of places in East Lindsey that would welcome you, Sarah, and your young daughter.
So, yeah, I mean, your family. How do your family manage with all this activity?
Well, sport's just such a great life, and it's something that Louisa is going to grow up with, no doubt, unless I retire anytime soon. But even then, we've got our own cycling team, Perla Zuni Sports Tours International, and we ride for the cause of Bhutan Breast Cancer. So we just go around the country, we stay in lovely places, we try and find things to do outside of the sports and try and find a good balance. It's a very focused sport, like any sport, but ultimately balance is the key to life. So we're very focused when we're on our bikes, and we know how to have fun when we're not on our bikes. And for Louisa, she loves being around the bike. She loves being able to shout, "Go, go, go, mummy," and wave her flag. So I think there are definitely worse environments for a child to grow up with. And I think already she's very independent. She knows her own mind, and she's potentially got the attributes of a great athlete. So we'll have to see what she chooses and what she wants to do.
Well, whatever she does, you're going to be encouraging her, obviously. And if she goes into cycling or swimming, you'll be right there shouting on her.
I'll be right behind her whatever she chooses to do, and if I have to learn a new sport, then so be it. If I have to become an athlete in a new sport, then so be it as well. I think that's the brilliant thing about sport, is you get to kind of choose. And as a young athlete, I played county table tennis, I was on the county netball team, I was a runner. I did lots of different sports, so I think that's definitely the best way to start out. And for any young people who are thinking, oh, I don't really know what I'm good at, try a bit of everything. You just never know. And even at the age of 27, like I did, I found out that I was good at cycling. So for anyone who's in their middle years or later years, there's always a sport to discover. And I think that's one of the beauties about sport. It doesn't have to be for competition, it can be for fun and for leisure. And ultimately, I'll be a cyclist my whole life now.
Okay, and just one more question from me, really, Sarah. I know that you do quite a lot of your training in the Peak District, but what do you think about the Wolds as a cycling destination?
Oh, it's fantastic. We've just driven up here through some of the lanes, and I was talking to my teammates in the car saying I'm really pleased that we've chosen to be located out here near the time trial course, because the lanes are beautiful, they seem really quiet, and we're looking forward to exploring them when we come and stay. So yeah, no, I'm very much excited to be in this part of the UK, and that's one of the great things with cycling, is that we get to travel to different places and find out new exciting destinations.
Oh, well, we very much welcome you and look forward to the 25th of June.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My last question is, when it was announced you're going to become a dad, how did you feel about it?
I got a letter at the end of November in 2012, and I literally had just come home from a training camp, and it was about 2 o'clock in the morning by the time we got back from the airport, and we just sort of threw the post on the side, but one letter fell out onto the floor and it had the royal crest on it, and it was quite hefty. So I opened it and it said, the Queen, subject to approval of the Queen, you've been nominated for a DBE. And I had to Google DBE. I was an OBE, and I knew there were CBEs. And I was DBE, and my husband Barney was like, "That's Dane Commander." Oh my goodness! I was like, let me check. And it was just such a surreal thing. I couldn't get to sleep for ages. I was so excited, and you have to keep it quiet. And my husband decided he was going to announce it on Boxing Day because the whole family was together, and that was 2 days ahead of when it was officially announced. And I was pregnant as well at the time, so he said to the family around the table, everyone needs to stand, and I'd like to propose a toast, except for the lady who's pregnant, you can stay seated. So he lifted his glass and he said, I'd like to say, arise, Dame Sarah Storey. And everyone just went, ah! So excited, like, it was just absolutely brilliant. And we got to go to the palace. Prince Charles presented me with the investiture. And I was 8 months pregnant at the time, so we got to chat about babies because he was an expectant grandfather as well. And it was just absolutely amazing. It's not something you can ever plan or ever work towards. It's just a huge honour that's bestowed upon you. And I still pinch myself, but ultimately it's shared with so many people because the career I've had wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for a huge amount of help. And I really hope that I can use the title well to help other people in the future.
Thank you, Sarah, for your time, and good luck for the future. I'm sure you're going to do wonderful things.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.